by the stench of me. Yep, sounds like he turned on me. Werner von Braun. He stacks Calhoun. Whoa. Werner von Braun. Thank you. I don't think so. Zealous, thanks for the 2 buys. Hold on. I can't get it out. That was mine. The frog. Scola! 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 You piece of shit! I'll be on the prowl. Be on the prowl. Call me a snowflake, I am. He's been...
Venus is 100% right.
Maybe it was a faulty Google Chrome. I just got a new Google Chrome. How stupid! This is content. I'm not. It's hard to put one over on me. Go.
Get that cat out of here.
Vagina.
We stand with penis.
Man, I'm an idiot. I have feelings. Yes, I was tucking a guy off on the airplane. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away, yeah. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away, yeah. He's on a soul patch. Soul patch. Soul patch.
Is this guy a freaking moron or what?
Soul patch. He's got a soul patch. Soul patch. Soul patch. Soul patch. You kind of wasn't going to use Vinny Carlino.
Can I put my finger in your ass?
Yes. Joseph. Thunderable. Wait. Wait. Hold on.
You're fat and you talk like a moron.
Hi, Brennan. a Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Point DabblePoint and this all-star cast joining us today. Weekly roundtable discussing the world of Stuttering John, which has not slowed down since he left, believe it or not. Of course, the one and only Cardiff Electric here in the building. The lovely and talented Karl and the even more lovely and even more talented Jenny Jingles. Everybody's here. How we doing, kids? Everybody feeling good?
Fantastic. We're less than 2 weeks from Dabble House.
Yes.
This is exciting.
Dabblecon.live. We're editing the tape season 2 down to like the best of the best stuff. And
can't wait. I have not heard this stuff yet. I am so excited.
It's so I was listening to this whole Cardiff chunk today, and Chad and police stations, and I mean it's
almost like there's 50 episodes of the Stuttering John podcast no one's ever heard, and it's just in a vault somewhere, and we covered this.
There's hundreds of those, but
yes,
good points.
We would have to stream 24 hours to even get halfway through.
I'm in. Let's go.
All right.
Let's fucking do it.
All you got to do is order it. Dabblecon.live, Friday, April 11th, Saturday, April 12th. We will be under one roof. WATP, Uncle Rico, the tape season 2. You got a live WATP Friday night. You got the Dabbler Film Festival, 4-minute max entry, short film. We threw out a theme at John's return. You could do whatever you want. Make it good. Make it funny. If it's that good, you'll win $500. That's happening Saturday afternoon. Then Saturday evening, Uncle Rico, the tape season 2, the best of the best. It's going to be a fun weekend. So get your stream on. Let's go.
We'll be streaming all weekend outside of the pay-per-view stuff as well. So check the Shuli Network and who are these podcast channels. For those, I was just talking to Vinny, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, but Vinny's driving down with producer Chris, a 21-hour drive, but they're bringing a lot of the gear to make sure it looks slick.
We're excited, and other little surprises will be coming up as well. Plus, the stuff that you may not see live will definitely go out to the members behind the walls of both channels, first dibs. So turn on accept gifted memberships, hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify. Let's start the show.
Well, there is a great question in the chat, Shuli. Is John eligible to enter the film festival? Because he might need the $500.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not going to be the funniest, but he could try.
Listen, with his work ethic, I'm sure he's going to submit at least 10 short films. Mm-hmm. No problem. The more he's got a better shot, the more he throws in. Finkel is in. He's membering up.
Behind my paywall.
Oh, excuse me. Tier 2. Hello.
You remember Finkel from the raid the other night?
Is that Finkel from the raid? It is.
I'm pretty sure.
Right. Wow. Hi, Fink. Super sticker Hellraiser 69. Thank you for the $5.
Dude, Hellraiser 69 is the man.
Celebrity.
Yeah. I'm sitting here tweaking Stern fans. He's actually tweaking Howard.
Yes.
It's crazy. Stuttering John tweeted he is headlining the Stress Factory. Oh, but isn't listed on their site. Is it common for someone to headline the Stress Factory after a taco bar? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, while yes, it does sound lame that it's a taco bar. You know, it's about the job you do at the taco bar. At the end of the day.
Tacos. Were we all mad about tacos all of a sudden? I wish our comedy club had good tacos in it.
That would be nice.
Yeah, awesome. I just want the drop of him screaming at somebody a few months from now. It was a taco restaurant.
I do want to talk about. We can get into it in a little bit. I do want to talk about John's stand-up career and where I see that going. I'm excited about all these dates he's getting. He's touring the nation now. This is fantastic.
Well, I think meet and greets might be an issue from here on out, but let's talk a little bit of his stand-up. I mean, so many recordings that came out from his stand-up. I've listened to some, not all. A lot of it is the same. But here's here's my question. In your opinion, ladies and gentlemen, do you think John has gotten better? Do you think him not being shit-faced helped? Or do you think that crowd was hotter than fish grease and anybody could have crushed?
The crowd is loving everything that he's saying. And I have some examples on my board that I want to play for you.
Sure.
Where it's the most hack material possible. This
familiar.
is a guy, I mean, let's not forget, what was it, a year ago that him and Kevin Brennan were yelling hack 20 times an hour on their shows? That was his big thing. Like, everyone else is a hack except for me.
And I think 2 or 3 years ago, he was quoted as saying, I write a new joke every day. Like, I'm constantly writing. So
That's impossible.
He's saving it.
Well,
I mean, you always say he's writing good jokes every day, but you can write jokes every day.
Well, I was going to say, when you said, is he better or worse? He's the same. It's the same. It's always the same.
It's the same set.
I think there was a difference because he was sober, but well, at least not as shit-faced. His rhythm and his cadence were definitely better because he wasn't hammered. That's my opinion.
Okay, so you take those jokes with good rhythm and good cadence, and you're playing Madison Square Gardens. What are you saying here, Shuli?
No, it was a perfect storm. Planets aligned. He got a crowd that was ready to laugh no matter what, and
no one's louder than the Dabblers, though. I'm listening back to this stuff, and the people yelling "Skull" and "How cheap was he?" They're the most enthusiastic, and that's why I have a theory and a hope, even more so than a theory, that this is the next thing for Stuttering John's career, that he does live performances and Dabblers travel a lot. Maybe they follow him like he's the dead.
Yeah,
or
like
maybe
fish.
they're just like flying in from all around the country, long drives to see this guy, because it is a fascinating thing. I would have gone to Niles, but I think I would have been too much of a distraction. I don't think I could have like hidden myself in the back.
He would have refused to come into to go on stage with you there.
He would have kicked me out. Yeah, he would have had me removed.
Or he would have canceled the show like he did in Rochester.
Well,
And you didn't even show up. We just said
I was going to.
Yeah, we just said we're thinking of coming down, and the whole show got canceled.
But I think that this could be the next thing for him. People want to see him live, and everyone who goes to see him live, like we just had Clearwater Chad on the show talking about his experience. Obviously, there's the fine gentleman with the microphone, lapel microphone.
Oh my God,
did an
we have to
amazing
get into
job.
that.
And there's another guy reached out to me. I have something about that in a little bit. Everyone has a blast at these shows because it's that buffoon you've been watching on the internet. Now you're in the room with him live being a buffoon.
It would be so fun.
Yeah. So I think that this is the next thing for him. And it comes back to embracing the Dabbleverse. But he's going to love it. He's going to love getting recorded by everyone in the meet and greet afterwards and people buying him beers.
Anybody else have some thoughts? Because I haven't. Yeah, go ahead.
Again, the only thing I think the reaction of the crowd, I think if he's been gone long enough from touring stand-up that, yeah, old Stern fans were like, oh, Stuttering John's going to be here. Let's check. Like it's the novelty of it. I think you're going to get some, we're looking at it. We're listening to it as dabblers, quote unquote. That's the douchiest thing I've ever said. And we've heard these jokes again and again and again and again. But again, just think, like if I stopped listening to Stern in 2002, and in 2025 I saw, Stuttering John's going to be at my local. I'll go check it out. This should be fun.
Stuttering John and friends.
And friends.
Yeah, I love Nick DiPaolo. He's great. He's going to bring it.
Artie's coming.
Oh wow, he's going to be amazing.
Well, from what I heard, the friends before the show were fantastic, which definitely helped. The opening acts were really good, from what people said.
Let me play an example that I pulled from his stand-up set on Saturday night. This is what tells me that he would do awesome in a room full of Dabbleverse people.
I was there. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Skull!
Just burping on stage. Like the other show we did where he sneezed and everyone was offended. If that was in front of Dabblers, they'd be fucking standing ovation.
Yeah.
Standing O for a sneeze when he doesn't cover his face. Be amazing.
I agree.
I'm gonna help this guy out. Here's an idea, John, where you don't have to worry about writing jokes. It's something that you're passionate about and that you care way too much about. And it will make you a fuck ton of money. You ready for this?
Yeah.
we do a tour where in every city we do a live debate. John in one podium, Karl in another, myself in another, whoever else. I'm telling you, just that debate format, John coming with all his papers and Chad's note and everything, and us standing there and debating him on this, I think you could sell out a theater of people coming to watch that.
Sure.
Plus, you can drink during the debate too. So
John would never ever do that.
No,
and he never would do it. I mean, you're not even allowed to be in the green room of his podcast. He freaks out if he sees you. There's no way he would be in the same room with you.
So this leads to a question that I had real quick on a side note, and we'll get into the meet and greet audio, but John meets this stranger with a lavalier mic on his lapel. That's the size of, of a bagel, literally. And unload.
Do you have that photo? Can you pop that?
Yeah.
Photo up real quick,
put that up.
Jen has to see this. This is hilarious. So this guy walks up to John.
Is that a microphone?
That's a microphone. It is perfect quality. The audio that he
God.
Do you have the audio of when he questioned him about it, Frog?
Yeah, it's in the beginning of the little package that's in there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear it.
Just saw it. I was like, holy shit, you're here. I got to come see it. Such a big fan from the Stern years. Yeah, thank you.
What is this?
It's a little black poppy to support Ukraine.
I love it, man. I stand with Ukraine. I have a T-shirt too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I stand with Ukraine.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Thank you.
That
Wow.
was so brilliant right there.
He must have worked that out before he went.
Oh, yeah. And he knew by saying, like, supporting Ukraine, it would get John going, oh, this guy's one of the good ones.
But I love the guy.
To.
The guy's been in show business for 30 years and he can't recognize a microphone.
He's brilliant. What's going on with his hair that night? Like a Mo. Three Stooges Mo thing.
John's dyeing his own hair.
No, I know that, but his bangs. Is he cutting his own bangs too?
Probably.
Jesus Christ.
I borrowed a friend's Floby. He's like
very poor.
Oh my God, it would look so much better if he used a Floby.
Yeah, Joe, maybe you can loan him yours.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Look at this fucking dummy.
I have a transgender child.
Oh, wait, hold on. So here's my question, okay? So he's sitting here, he just met this person, and he's talking about his transgender child, and he's talking about this and that. What do you think John wants more right now in his life? Success / a victory or friends?
Well, I think success would lead to friendship in his mind, but he knows the success is over. So I think he just wants friends.
I disagree. I think he just wants success.
He's so lonely.
He wants
He's
to rub
so-
something in somebody's face.
Understood.
So bad.
Understood. He's vindictive first, but
Yes.
still, I think that he's so fucking lonely. That's why he has these phone call conversations. I'll ask you, Shuli. You're from the South. Maybe your culture is different than mine.
Sure.
But when you get drunk and or stoned at nighttime, is your first thought, I got to have an hour-long conversation with an old buddy right now?
No.
I don't know anyone else who does this. Everyone else just does their thing with their loved ones or watches television or whatever it is. John is so lonely. When he's drunk, his first thought is, I need to talk to a person. I need to interact with a human being right now.
Sure.
But that being said, there are, and you'll hear them if you order the stream at dabblecon.live, but there are parts in the Kate Meany season 2 tapes where he's sober. He's not drunk. And there is no change.
The class, right?
Oh God, I hope so.
Yeah, there is no change.
Mm-hmm.
It's that same guy. It's that same mentality. So,
well, what do you think then, Shuli? What's your theory on this?
The fact that he goes 0 to 100 the second he meets somebody and unload, he goes full on TMI within minutes.
Yep.
That to me, I think at one point a victory, success was number one on his list. I think now he's alienated so many people. So many people know that this is a dead end road being his friend, that I think he's He wants that friend. He wants somebody that will always pick up when he calls and agrees with everything he says.
Well, I've told this story the first time I talked to John on the phone. Out of nowhere, he just tells me about his dry spell with getting pussy.
Yeah.
And my initial thought was always trying to see if I'm going to blab about this.
Right.
So I never said anything about it. But the more I think back about the conversation I had with him, he really was just trying to connect with me. He wanted me to connect with him and dish and spill the tea.
I do think you're right. I think he wants friends. I think also, though, that because his mind is so warped, he can get friends from success while rubbing people's faces in.
Well, that's what he's done his entire life. He made all his friends on the Stern Show because he answered the phones and put them through to Howard.
I don't believe that he's changed enough to realize that he just needs a friend, and that's really what he needs.
He would tell you he has plenty of friends that he drinks beer with every day.
If he believes that, then I'm sticking with my original argument. He wants success. I don't think he believes that, but.
Yeah, I said his last interaction with. You all right over there, Potato?
Can you hear me now?
Where have you been?
Oh, I had to restart. I couldn't unmute myself.
Well, you could say that again.
Some would prefer.
His last interaction with Hitman Dan was looking at his footprints in his backyard.
Yeah, what is up with that?
Yeah, he hasn't talked or mentioned Hitman Dan since. I think he's alienated all his Republican pals with his Facebook politics bullshit.
Yep.
And, the Dabbleverse probably isn't, helping that situation any. So I think a friend is like numero uno on his. Look, again, I won't go into details, but the stuff he's sharing with a 25-year-old girl on the phone about people in his life. Like today, there was a whole thing he was talking about Susanna that I clipped. That was like, why are you telling any girl this? Any person that you're trying to start a relationship with, what the bragging and the stuff he brings up, it's middle school, it's high school freshman shit. To think that chicks are into this story that you're sharing with them, and that your ex-wife wants you talking about her, like she's moved on, she has a family, she has a new life.
He doesn't give a shit about her.
No,
but I cannot wait to hear these tapes. I can't wait to hear the tapes.
I'm so excited.
Oh
it's gross. It's fucking gross. This dude's fucking
I wouldn't expect
sick.
anything different. Everything he does is gross. He's gross.
What do you think, Cardiff? Do you think John's more desperate for a friend or for success at this point in his career?
What about C? For his mother to die and leave him money. I'll get that house back eventually.
All right. Let's talk about that. So apparently, when he's talking to this guy who's wearing the Ukraine microphone, proving that he's his friend, he explains to him that his mom is the one who told him to stop podcasting.
Yeah, is that in this package, Frog? That clip?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot here, but that clip is in there. It's pretty much that clip and the one we just listened to, really.
Yeah, so right, he says his mom told him to stop, which I equal that to his mom said, "I'm not giving you any more money. I'm not paying for anything."
Right, there's an ultimatum.
If you keep doing this, which explains why he kept doing political shows, because his mom loves the political shows.
Why doesn't he do it every week then?
I know.
Because he can't control himself.
And he knows he's going to show Johnny.
Yeah, he's gonna. He knows he's gonna go back into Dabbleverse stuff, and then mom's gonna fucking drop the hammer.
Well, because I think we've always tossed around the theory, like, when John would say, "Okay, Ma, turn it off now. Political show's over. We're going to Dabbleverse stuff." And like we always went into the theory that, like, if John didn't tell his mom that Mike Morse had a picture of his mom with lube back behind him, she never would have known.
Right.
Is there a chance that maybe she is aware that she is watching all these shows, that she's a dabbler, like she's kind of paying attention, she sees what's going on? Or because we've always assumed it's just John throwing it in her face, like, "Ma, you won't believe what they said about you this time."
It's him throwing it in her face. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I personally think there is part of that, but there's a part of her that's okay with this, that wants to fight with him about this. And I don't know if that's denial or delusion, because she's got to see this guy for who he is.
But do you think he's convinced her. It's like, Ma, just like remember Stern. Remember Stern would always bust my chops.
Yeah.
It's just like
So
that.
I have a theory, Card. If you just made me realize something. So we're all pretty convinced that John has no connection with his children.
Yeah.
But you'd have to think they'd still be connected with their grandmother. Even if they shut dad out of their lives, you still love grandma.
Your grandma.
And imagine what they're telling her about this Dabbleverse and what dad is doing and why they don't talk to him anymore. So it would seem very plausible that the kids say to grandma, yeah, we don't talk to dad anymore because this Dabbleverse shit is just nonstop. He's saying this, he's saying that. And so she said, you got to get reconnected with your kids, John. What are you doing? And so that was the ultimatum to say, you got to cut the Dabbleverse shit out and try to reconnect with your family.
Yeah, I think, look, one of the kids doesn't talk to him or the grandma anymore. And who knows if that's trickled down to the other ones. And the kid that...
Now, is that based on phone conversations that private phone conversations that you've heard? Is that how you know that?
No, it's confirmed from various sources in the Stuttering John army that his oldest and him have not talked for years. And
I know that.
Right, and the grandmother doesn't talk to the oldest either.
Okay.
So my thing is like, if the oldest cut both of them out, then that tells me that Mama Bear is a bit of an enabler and is either okay with this going on or isn't putting her foot down like they want her to. If that makes sense.
She's definitely an enabler, but when it comes to grandkids, I'm sure that changes everything.
But you got to think too. Remember, they all moved to LA when they were pretty small. It's not like she was a grandma that was around every weekend, right?
Yeah,
so they might not even have, and John would have to be the catalyst to connect them. And you know that narcissists aren't the best to connect other people other than you're uniting them to hate you, right? So they might not even have a good relationship with grandma on that side because they weren't really close to her. They never had a connection to her. We don't know.
Well,
speculation.
We'll find out all the answers after ChillerCon.
Oh yeah.
When everyone goes to get John's autograph for $50 or a photo op or whatever it is for $50. They can ask him all these questions.
I can't wait to see someone's going to document him like literally going through withdrawals at that booth because he can't drink that whole time he's at the booth. So he's either going to be gone a lot or he's going to be in a real fucked up
What do you
mood.
mean can't?
It's in the contract.
That type of attitude.
I was gonna say, I think he could figure out a way if he wanted.
Never take no or can't for an answer. Find
Right,
your cup
yes.
and put your beer in it.
I'm a Puerto Rican.
It's funny. He put out a tweet the other day promoting ChillerCon and tagging Jim J. Bullock in it, and it goes, "We made my movie together." And then I remembered a fan of ours, Carrie, got a cameo from Jim J. Bullock for Stuttering John Melendez, and Jim read never heard that name, didn't know him,
didn't remember making the movie at all.
At no point was like, "Hey, that was fun, John. It's good to hear from you."
Completely blocked out one too many.
Oh God, I feel like I don't know how you could forget you ever did that. It would be burned in my brain.
Wasn't it James Caan? I think Karl, you'd remember this. James Caan on like O&A back in the day, talking about some of the shit movies he had to do just because of a divorce.
Yeah,
like just kind of rhyming off some of the shit projects. I just needed the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's probably on Jim J. Bullock. I'm sure has done some shit, but that's really on his list of shit.
But he probably shot that in an hour. All of his scenes in One Too Many. That was an hour shoot. Here's $5,000. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah,
he didn't even know the name of the movie. Yeah,
right. He had no idea.
It's like a revolving door. You know, he just walks in, does his part, comes right out. Done.
Oh, man.
Let me get to some of these. In that TV interview, Dummy said, "I'm divorced now," as if it happened yesterday, and he hasn't been single and alone for over a decade. Right. Another little tease. We have confirmation on this season 2 audio of the last time John has been laid. His words. His words. Yes.
I'm excited about that. Real quick before we move on. So he did the TV appearance that we all watched and enjoyed.
Yes.
where he talks about fat chicks and cocaine. Really appropriate midday news
messed.
talk. But then he said to the Dabbler at the show that he had a second appearance that was better. Has that surfaced anywhere?
I have not.
Yeah, I was
have
looking
not
for it
seen
before the show today. If anyone knows where that might be.
Oh, the host was so much better, and I dropped an N-bomb. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. It's going to be
God,
great.
I hope he told the basketball joke again.
Well, the host looked like it was the last place he wanted to be. The host didn't know John, didn't care about John, gave him nothing. And then John throws back cocaine and fat chick jokes, and the guy is like, all right. What's he supposed to do?
I think the best part of that was John, like when the host was like, I've been married for 20 years, John. He's like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
How do you
stay with that cunt?
Like, he was the one that put up with Susanna for all those years. How can you put up with a woman for that long? Ugh.
But again, that's so fucking hack. Like,
yeah,
the shit that he thinks is funny, and we'll get to it in a little bit. His stuff is so hack.
I'm married 13 years. Feels like 13 minutes. Underwater. You guys are great.
What am I, hack?
When I grow up, I want to be just like Cardiff. Who
Aim for the
doesn't?
stars.
Get in line.
You have to grow a lot.
Only 500? How am I going to pay Zemeckis? You know what? Listen, figure it out, Todd. I can't do it all for you. Come on, Cardiff. No black poppy filter. Shout out to Marco V193, 18 months. John's the same. Crowd's drunk. Jenny has some nice jugs. Oh, hey, Don.
Oh, hey, would you blow me?
Opie is live right now. Sorry, he has 81 viewers. Must make your 800 plus seem low. Hey, Shuli, Mr. and Mrs. Karl, and the Great Potato. Love you all.
Oh, hello.
Thank you to John's
last brain cell.
His last brain cell showing
He's been
up.
holding on for 17 months. Good for that.
Still doing it.
Good for that brain cell.
Stay safe.
He does have an act. He has a style. He just absolutely sucks and lacks a sense of humor. The reviews are in.
Yeah.
Great. Someone who can force a change. Mrs. Jingles. How do we work together to get Karl a decent hairstyle? Hats cannot be his only option.
That's a good question. How do we do that?
Listen, I
Jenny
just do what I'm
Jingles.
told.
All right.
Oh, it's my fault.
You do a little something with this by chance?
Sure.
It's my fault. My hair sucks.
Little glaze. I can glaze that up for you, Shuli.
Glaze me,
Blackhead.
dog. Dabbler should boo him off stage. No, don't do that.
More stuff. More.
Don't heckle.
More
Don't-
jokes.
Yeah, you can interact with John. There's a part in the show where you're supposed to go, "How thing was it?" Yell at that part, whatever part that is.
Imagine 6 months from now, John comes back talking about his super successful tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's covered the country, coast to coast. He's brought down the house.
Yep.
Everywhere. He's and he comes back that show with that confidence, that hubris.
It really could be like a screening of The Room,
Yes.
or a Rocky Horror Picture Show, because now he's working in these audience participation things with the skull and the how cheap was he.
You got to lean in.
This could be a whole like back and forth between him and the audience.
Oh, he's standing
It'd be
up there
great.
screaming, and the audience is shooting squirt guns because spit's flying out.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Rocky
right.
Horror.
Oh,
They're
my God.
recreating that.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Throwing empties at the stage.
Yeah, throw empties at
instead of rice.
There's so many things.
Throwing
that we
empties
can
is
do.
my bit.
Yeah, everybody's got to bring an out-of-tune guitar while they sit in the audience.
Oh, wow.
No, he should work the guitar into his act.
Yeah. Put a pot of coffee on. I got something. All right. We'll
Hey,
work it out.
Shuli, you're bringing the puppet to Dabble
Yeah.
House, right?
Yeah.
Can I play with the puppet?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so
I
excited.
got to fill up his, remind me to fill up his squirt, his
Oh,
tube so we can give Joe a facial.
I think I'm going to bring a guitar, but I'll keep it away from Mike Morse. Don't worry.
Oh, maybe John could do a sing-along. Maybe
Yes.
the puppet
Oh,
dummy.
there you go.
dummy
Yeah, we can
Karl
play
will duet.
some of his hits like Fatty Patty.
I'm leaving. John's gig was close by. I would have gone to see his show, but my sock drawer was a total disaster and required a 2-day reorganization. Thank you, Wes
Understood.
11 Bravo. one of the many vets we got. Give him some love. Gordon Liddy and Tim Leary made a ton of money with a touring debate. Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Every city you rotate, you know. Join us in Chicago. John's going to be debating Cardiff. Join us in L.A. John versus Karl. You know, whatever.
Me, John, and Cardiff guitar off.
Oh,
Battle of the Bands.
Oh my God!
I submit.
It's so funny. An audience member has to write like sheet music for you guys, and the first one to learn it wins.
Improvise.
Yeah. Will there be a video of Jenny
How
Jingle's
about the
hot
first one to tune a guitar wins?
John's
Play
like,
on scale, any scale. Okay, you win.
I'm out. Will there be a video of Jenny Jingle's hot tubbing at Dabble House?
I don't think there's a hot tub.
Oh, no, John, the answer is yes.
Oh, yes.
Go to dabblecon.live. Lucy Tightbox will be there as well.
Shoelies. I love
Lucy
it.
and I are going to have a hug off in the hot tub.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. These two are going to fight tickle style. Tune in. Dabblecon.live. True or false, there's a sex tape between Cardiff Electric and SJ Puppet. Not yet.
Actually, no, I think me and Frog have something that was captured outside of the Carlson.
Uh-oh. No comment. Jay Carbone.
Behind my paywall.
Thank you, Jay. Eric. He brags about the trans kid as if the others aren't as important. I told my mom that if she brags about me being gay, I would slap her. Yeah, you're gay? Get out of here. Love you, Eric. Yeah, let's get into this because this is the part in the. And again, I can't thank this person enough, man, for going into the meet and greet lobbed up like that. Do you have the other picture with the fake mic on? And the one Mike made, or you guys?
It's so well done what this guy did.
Oh,
He's so natural, and he disarms John immediately and just has a conversation with him. It's brilliant.
The fact that John apologized to another person who was sitting there the whole time. Yeah, there's this. The fact that he apologized to a different guy and he goes, "I thought you were taping me. That's why I ignored you," and gave my full attention to a guy who would have lobbed Mike on his shirt. On his jacket. Maybe I'm stupid, but that interview sounds like Tony Mazer. It's not Tony. It is not Tony.
Tony was there though, right?
Yes, Tony was there.
Was Tony Mazer doing a set? Night. Oh, that was Friday.
It was Friday. Yeah. Did Tony get a guest spot? Do you know?
I don't believe so. I feel like we would have heard about that.
Too bad. Missed opportunity there.
It was not a Stuttering John and friend.
The great Tony Mazer was.
Tony's solid. Throw him up there. John is very lonely, hence all the drunk calls.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, I think friendship has surpassed a victory at this point. Success.
I'm not even denying that he's lonely. He is lonely.
Yeah.
I just think he'd rather be successful and lonely than have a friend and have nobody give a shit about him, like what he's doing.
See, I think the success still exists. The thing about John is if it ever happened one time, it's happening. So he's successful. He talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
He was on the Howard Stern show. He was with Jay Leno. And so that's good enough. That lasts forever. He's
but if
successful.
that's the case, why is
Opie's the same way, by the way.
Why is he lying then about buying boats and all this stuff?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, then that kind of leads us back to it's been so long since he's had a victory.
Yeah. But he's also a pathological liar. He really can't stop himself from lying, and he even brags about it. The crazy thing is when he used to try to convince everyone he can't lie because of his OCD and lying's on his thing. And now all he talks about, now the tape season 2 is coming out, all he talks about is how like, all I do is lie to people all the time. So everything I say could potentially be a lie, even to my close friends.
All the qualities of a good friend.
Yeah. Like who the fuck would ever waste a second talking to this retard if he's just lying all the time? Now he's not. But yes.
Integrity verification.
Integrity verification, right.
Yeah,
Thank
Doug
you.
Karl.
Yeah, I was waiting for his tweet today to go for him to tweet out, I knew it was a lav mic the whole time. I fed him a bunch of bullshit. Imagine
he's always ahead of everything.
Always. Oh, I wanted to play the rest of this. Hold on. Let me get this.
Too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I stayed with Ukraine.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Look at this fucking dummy.
Yeah. I have a transgender child.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She wasn't my daughter. Her name is Brennan.
Okay.
And now.
See, even that is a fuck you.
She
to
was
his
my
kid.
daughter. Yeah.
And to the transgender community. She was my daughter. You don't have to explain
We know how that
the
works.
process. Like, everybody's familiar with the deal. Just say, I have a transgender. Why say it at all, first of all? How about I have a son?
Yeah.
Well, during his act, he also says 2 daughters and a son.
Right.
Right. Huh.
He's not happy about this.
No.
All right? He's not a big fan of Night, I would imagine.
No, it comes out a lot.
Was my daughter. Her name is Brennan.
Okay.
And now he's my son. His name's Knight. But this is what, when I wasn't home, so they put on my door.
Okay.
And this is the kind of shit that I got to deal with.
So he pulls out of his pocket the note that Chad left on his door.
He brought it with him to Niles, Ohio.
Yes.
Correct.
God, I
Now-
hope he laminated it. If he didn't laminate it,
Ready
that is
to
going to
show-
be
What I
so
said.
wet.
Ready to show a stranger.
Is he selling copies at the merch
just
table?
that.
Is this?
Don't worry about it. I got another copy.
Think about the context of this. He just said, they put this on my door. Now, here's another way you could describe it. A guy that I was threatening to fight for months, who came to my house to fight me, put a note on my door that he knew it would upset me.
Yeah.
Would that make a lot more sense than just like, oh, they're all transphobic and they hate me?
Well, they put it on my door. Sounds like the trans community put it on your door.
Yeah, right.
So the assumption is then that he knows he's talking to Dabbleverse people.
Well,
He doesn't.
okay.
He's trying to get this person to like feel for him. He's playing the victim right now. He's like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
but that person's not going to know who the fuck Chad is.
He didn't
Doesn't
say Chad. He said
matter.
they.
Doesn't
That's what
matter.
I'm saying.
It
He's
doesn't
lying
matter.
about this. Lying by
He-
omission.
And Karl is 100% correct. It is a sympathy telethon right now because he gets beers out of it. He gets friendship out of it. He'll get a guy's phone number out of it. And then that could lead to other stuff. This guy plays manipulation 9-ball.
Always
all
has
day
too.
long.
This is not anything new for
No.
John. He's been doing this his entire life.
Yeah. And so here's my thing, right? Because I thought about it last night. Why? Why bring this note with you? Like, what's the purpose behind it?
Right.
Okay.
He
And we
didn't
can
bring
say
his
that-
registration from
Right.
Vegas,
Right.
but he
Yeah,
brought
that had to get left in
note.
beer sale Jerry's house.
So what do you think of this theory that he brought it to show the comedy club owner to cock block Chad from working?
Oh,
That
that's right.
club.
Chad's got it. Holy shit! I didn't even think about it. Chad is also booked at the same taco bar
in
coming
August.
up.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what's going on here. That makes perfect sense.
Listen, I want in on this taco bar. That crowd was fire. I want to get
yeah.
in on that, man. But yeah,
So you're right, because he's so vindictive that he'd be trying to screw over Chad and get his gigs canceled, just like he claims he got his gig canceled in Cape Coral or whatever. But there's no fucking way. I still don't buy that at all. It's Chad telling us that, so I know
But
it's a lie.
Again, to know today where we're at with this guy and what he's done, calling my dad, doing all this shit, right?
He called your dad? No, I'm just kidding.
to hear him on tape today go, I'm out, it's not fun anymore. It's not, and to just sit there and play this fucking victim.
Can I point something out real quick that I don't know if anyone else has thought of? Why not take a photo of it on your door and then you can just show people on your phone? Like, if you need to prove that this hate crime occurred, you don't need to bring the actual evidence with you physically.
Yeah, I 100% think he brought it to fuck Chad's future gigs.
That makes
up at this place.
nothing but sense. I that's definitely it, Shuli. You nailed it.
Because it makes, the sympathy, you can tell the story and get sympathy. You don't need the evidence.
And let's talk about why both Stuttering John and Chad Zumach are playing a show in a venue in Niles, Ohio. It's because of Ray DeVito. Like, Ray DeVito is the catalyst to all of this. He's the one who's got the connections with club owners and getting people gigs. What is going on in this world?
Yeah, I don't hear any of these guys saying thank you, Ray.
No, they should be, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Can you imagine if John carried around the bathroom door that Karl wrote FSJ on everywhere he went?
He's sawing it out of the thing. Like, look at this.
He brings his mom out. Fall down the stairs real quick in front of him so they see what that's like.
I just realized that I didn't deny that I did that just now. That's definitely gonna make a clip. See, Karl didn't even deny.
Do you oh, okay, let me finish this. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is what I deal with. They're okay with it. Whoever is taking me, whoever thinks it's cool, this is what they're okay with. Dumping trash in my lawn. Like, they're okay with that. Oh, that's okay.
Look at this fucking dummy.
Dumping trash in his lawn would just make his lawn match the inside of his house.
Well, it's also a guy complaining about trash being on his lawn, the same lawn that he empties his kitty litter on.
Right.
Now, you can pick up trash off your lawn. Good luck getting cat litter out of your lawn.
Oh God, come rainy season, that's going to be a mess.
Oh.
You know, it's interesting that so obviously this guy's playing along, so he doesn't want to ask any questions that's going to give him away. But wouldn't you be like, pussy boy, huh?
Yeah, right.
Well, I've never heard that. I've heard a lot of anti-trans stuff before, but pussy boy, why would
that
you
would
write
have
that
been
on
great
your-
if he would have been like, that's an anti-trans term, I take it, right? John's like, no, that's something I came up with. You know, I call all my friends that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
I think he's redacted it. I think the notes redacted that he's showing. I can't show you what he called for him, them.
no, he doesn't care. He doesn't have contact with his fully grown adult child now. So why would he care? Why would he care? He's never cared. He's used them all as shield.
No, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And he's the victim. That's the craziest part about this. Like that note doesn't do anything to anyone. The kid would never see it or know about it. John can just be like, whatever, it's Chad. And instead, he wants this victim. I'm surprised John's not trans at this point.
Yeah.
He might as well just go take the next step. John, just become trans so that you can bitch about all this anti-trans stuff.
We'd all have to shut the. He's like, Kate, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna transition, and then they're not gonna be able to talk about me anymore because then it's a hate crime.
I already got the breasts, so I'm halfway there.
I got a buddy who's got one tit over at the bar, and then another guy at another bar who's got the other tit.
And guess what? If I tell everyone I'm a lesbian, I can still bang chicks.
Right.
Imagine Stuttering John standing outside Hitman Dan's house, longing for him like a crazy dad in American, like the crazy dad in American Beauty. I don't think he gives a shit. Everything is what do you say? Everything's transactional with him.
Mm-hmm.
When you serve your purpose, he's done with you. That's it.
What are you doing? How do you shut it off? How do you move on?
My mother, was saying this, telling me to stop.
How much money did you make?
My mother told me to stop.
That's it right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Which explains, because the question was always, okay, you're leaving the Dabbleverse, you can't take it anymore. Why did you do 2.5 more weeks of shows? Like he announced he was done, but he's like, I'm going to go to December 31st. So this was obviously a negotiation he had with his mom.
Yep.
Sure.
Like, I hear you, Mom. Can I just write out the rest of the year and then we'll call it quits?
It's like when I tell my 10-year-old it's bedtime, she goes, 5 more minutes?
Right.
10 more minutes?
Yes, that's
right?
John. 20 more shows?
That's a negotiation with a child.
50 more super chats?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's fucking wild.
How much money did you make just for them paying you? That's not bad. They're paying you money just to install.
Oh, I know. But my kids weren't happy.
But my kids weren't happy. Again, his kids don't listen to the show. His kids aren't subscribers or members. The only reason they know about this shit is him bringing it to them.
Yes, and we know that Oscar asked him to quit the Dabbleverse a year and a half ago.
Multiple times.
Yes.
We also know that Oscar asked to go home after seeing the mess that.
But think about that. So Oscar says, Dad, I want you out of the Dabbleverse. And he goes, fuck you. I'm still doing it. Mom says, I want you out of the Dabbleverse. And he goes, all right. One of those people probably controls his finances more than the other one.
Well, I think she stepped in with this when the college fund thing started happening, when the rumors started circulating that Doug Dustin was mad at John. He's involved with watching over the money. John trying to get, his cut of his kid's college fund, which we found that clip from like 2-3 years ago where he's listing all his assets. And one of the first things he mentions is his kid's college fund. which is odd.
Well, he mentioned it even more recently than that when he was threatening to, I think, sue you.
Yeah,
he's like he's rhyming off how much he had. And it was within the last few months, and he's like, I got college funds. Like,
yeah. So I think the fact that was going on, Mom had to step in and was like, okay, here's the rules. You can no longer do this Dabbleverse shit, and I'll help you with whatever you need help with.
Or if I could counter your points, DabblePoint.
Yeah.
Is that what we do here?
Yep. That's what this show's all about.
The timing seems a little more convenient to the, what do you mean you need me to sign the house back? Like the back and forth on the house, right? And that's all Dabbleverse related.
And
like,
that's
wait,
such
we got to
a
do this
fucking headache for her, you know?
Yeah, what are we doing here? I bought you a house already. Why the fuck am I still involved?
Right, and there's a lawsuit, and he's paying off this lawsuit, and a percentage of the money comes out of that. Not a lawsuit, but the settlement that he had.
It's a mess. He made a fucking mess, and she's like, why?
She's like, why are we even doing this? You're reading $2 super chats that call me a whore. You get $1.20 of that, and then you're giving 60 cents to VTM. Like, what are we doing, John?
Oh my God, could you imagine? She knows the math better than he does.
I would imagine she does.
Oh, and my friends,
you should be on Super Tips, John.
You should get on Super Tips.
Oh, my friends asking me about the hand jobs with Mike Morse. I don't want it anymore. He has lost so many times now. If he gets people to feel sorry for him, he takes that as a victory.
Correct.
I agree with you on that. I agree. He does his Dabbleverse stuff on Twitter X because his mom can't see it. He makes it private when he thinks anyone in the family can see it and tells Mom.
Oh,
is that true?
Oh, that's
good call, Andrea.
That sounds so accurate.
Good call. By the way, Andrea reached out to me. I let her know we might be doing a meetup. Have we discussed this yet? Have we announced a meetup?
We have not announced it yet, but we just got to confirm and then let's announce it.
Yeah, Thursday night we might be in the Cape Coral area for people if they want to hang out with us.
For now, that's all we'll say.
Yeah.
It's like we'll release clues as we get closer. That recording is so good you can almost hear John's weeping liver in a Dr. Steve voice. Oh,
yeah,
weeping liver. Yeah, I just do a shitty Tom Brokaw. I stand with Ukraine microphones. Amen. Who doesn't? It's about time. Ross, the intern from The Tonight Show, graduated to Ross Matthews, a successful host and comedian a long time ago. Mentally, John never could be anything other than Stuttering John. Well, thank you, Vito, first of all. And according to AI, let me tell you what John is. A college dropout.
Or just a failure.
Huh?
Or just a failure. He just couldn't get the credits he needed.
You're right. I could have broke it a little more. You're right. John Melendez attended New York University's Tisch School of the Arts Film School, but did not graduate.
If Grok is saying that, I got to believe it.
He has stated in interviews and public accounts that he dropped out before completing his degree.
What?
Specifically, Melendez left NYU after being offered an internship at the Howard Stern Show in 1988, which marked the beginning of his entertainment career. While he gained valuable experience at NYU and was part of a band called Rock Slide during his time there, he prioritized the opportunity with Stern over finishing his education. Boom. Thank you. Confirmed. Go argue with artificial intelligence, John.
Yeah. Have you seen the Terminator?
Yeah.
Do you understand what this is capable of?
Yeah. It woke up and it's not taking any more of your bullshit, John.
You listen here, Gronk. I'll tell you something.
All right.
Gronk.
With that, I want to play something for you guys that my buddy John Marlowe found. John Marlowe is going through this process of digitizing all the old Howard Stern episodes.
Ooh.
And so one by one, he's loading up his Betamax or whatever he has these things recorded on and transferring them and listening to all the old Stern shows. So sometimes things happen on there where he's like, holy shit, Karl, you got to hear this. So let me play you how John was introduced to come up on stage as a comedian Saturday night in Niles, Ohio.
You know him as a performer and writer on both the Howard Stern Show and the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Please welcome Stuttering John.
The guy recording because he didn't write. You know him as both a writer and a performer. Now, no one who listened to the Howard Stern Show thought of John as a writer. He was never talked about as a writer. He didn't do any writing.
A performer is a stretch, but go ahead.
Correct. Yes, punching bag would be a better term for it. So this is from 2002, not long before John would leave the show, questioning what it is that John does on the Howard Stern Show. Because at this point, John was an unpaid intern for a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had this salary that was like, I want to say $20,000 a year. Maybe it was less than that. He complains about how he could barely live on it. Michael Popak claims that he averaged $35,000 a year over his entire run. And John claims he was making like $80,000 by the end.
Okay.
Or something like that. And Howard's going, Jesus, what are we paying this guy for?
See, the reason John is broke is the job he has was supposed to be like an entry-level job, and then you leave.
Yeah.
His problem is he won't leave.
Been there for 20 years. Very lucrative.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing well, and I love that you're making a living out of it. I just don't know how you're doing it.
But John's absolutely right. As soon as somebody sees you on TV, you got to be rich because you're on TV.
John answers the telephone. That's the reality.
All that I do.
What do you do?
Radio's down. What do you do? I do a lot of things.
Tell us what else you do.
I produce stuff for the show.
What? Name 3 bits you produced.
Tons of stuff.
Tell us. Isn't that interesting? John goes, I don't just answer phone calls. They're like, okay, what else do you do? He didn't say writer.
No.
He said produced bits for the show.
Also, the minute he finished the sentence, produce bits for the show, Gary and Howard at the same time said, what? What did you produce?
What are you talking about?
Hit us. Maybe we missed it. Maybe I was out that day.
So let's hear John's response to that.
The homeless game.
You go out and ask questions. You don't even write them half the time.
I don't write the questions. I do write
Sometimes
most of the
you do.
questions. You know, I've written stuff here that have gotten done. A lot of things that we do have been ideas that I've come up with.
So the homeless game was created by Howard.
What? Are you really?
I created the game. You went out and just asked some questions.
No, I don't mean that game, but there have been ideas that are using the
show. All right,
show.
you had some ideas but I'm saying, what do you do work-wise? You're not a writer. What do you do?
I've written things that you've used. No,
on occasion.
I mean, what do you mean?
What's your production on a daily basis?
How much what did you do last week?
You're not a writer.
Point blank.
Quote from Howard Stern. That's a writer on the show.
That's a guy jumping on the hood of a car and blasting you with a shotgun right to the face. You know
people are mad at Elon Musk for asking the same question of government employees, but it's like, yeah, what did you do last week? Can you please write down 5 fucking things that you did last week?
Yeah, John, why are we buying condoms for mice? What's going on?
Explain this to us.
Yeah.
I played a clip yesterday. I did a pop-up show, and we played when Grillo became John's boss after the efficiency expert came through.
Yeah.
I figured Grillo's been in the news. Let's play this clip. And John trying to make the argument is like, there's lots of things I need Grillo to do, to keep the office running when Gary's not around. And I was like, what? He's like, lots of things. Like, there might be something Gary told him to do. I got to tell him to do.
Oh my God.
I got to be ready to repeat every command at any moment.
Cool. John obviously hates that this is being pointed out on the show, live on air, that he's just a call screener.
Nothing.
No, actually.
So you answered the phone.
No, actually, you know what I'm not going to get into. There are ideas.
Of course you're not going to get into
even
it.
Last week there were ideas that I've come up with that were used on the show. It's ridiculous. I hate when you say that, too, that all I do is answer the phone.
You know what? And you're wrong about John. Last week he sorted the mail.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's just
you did.
It's just wrong
You
that
did sort the
say
mail
that.
last week.
I hate
Didn't you write the bit, hey, Howard, Mike Walker's on line 3? Will you come in and say that?
He wrote that.
You know what? There are jokes that I've written that you've used.
Really?
There are bits that I've come up with.
You're right.
Really? I mean, I don't know why you pretend. I mean, there are things that and there are plenty of ideas I have.
You know what? Honestly, you're here because you stutter.
Yes, that's why you were hired, because you stutter. Do you notice how John, we talk about how he manipulates people? Notice how he said, God, I hate when you do this, Howard. You just say, I'm just a call screener. I do other things. What else do you do, John? I write jokes. Okay. And so now he's disarmed. Right. He can't explain what jokes he wrote. He doesn't have a single example. But he disarmed Howard to a degree by saying, this really bothers me. Can you just let me slide on this one? Can you just tell the audience I do more than answer the phone?
And Howard, back in the day, he respected everybody when they told him, "Hey, this really bothers me. Could you not mention it? Could you not bring it up on the air?" Yeah.
So
I just real quick, I love the turn of Gary Delabate at this point, because Gary was really the one who stuck up for John the most. He tried to dive in front of those shots being fired at John so many times, and by this point, he knows the poker player sitting across from him. It doesn't matter what cards he has in his hand. He knows the guy. He knows his bullshit. He knows his tells, and he's done. He's done sticking up for him. That line of like, "Oh, he didn't just answer phones. He sorted mail." That was like, oh, it's great.
And so this is really funny because this is more debating about whether John does anything on the show, and Gary gets some good shots in.
Well, fine, but there are plenty of ideas in the meetings that I've had that have been
honestly,
done.
that's what I want.
You have some good ideas. See, all jokes aside,
I'm pretty sure it was my idea to have Jeff the Drunk sing with Carly Simon.
But not,
You're pretty sure.
But you're not positive.
No, I am, but I am positive it was mine. But
then why don't you say that?
What?
Why don't you say it's my idea?
Because then he's gonna say, "Oh no, it wasn't," and then it's just like, but I know it wasn't. There are a lot of ideas. Howard, I swear to God, pull any tape from any of our creative meetings. I guarantee there's like at least 5 or 6 things.
Do you have so many
it's
ideas?
ridiculous that you like pretend that.
I don't get a lot of notes from you on Lotus Notes.
No, I pitch ideas.
I don't even think you look on the computer.
All right. You know what? I always look on the computer.
You do. What do you do? And then you turn it off?
So, Shuli, the Lotus Notes thing was brought to my attention by Casey Armstrong years ago.
Yep.
That John didn't know how to use the computer, and that's where everybody put in all their bits and jokes and ideas. That was the creative team had a whatever that was, that area of Lotus Notes.
Sure.
And John wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, it's like, imagine construction on your block, right? And you see 6 guys working on whatever this thing is, filling a pothole, and then one guy sitting in the truck. And you're just like, that's John. All these people are in there coming up with ideas, pitching shit morning, noon, and night, right? This was meant for after the show. This was, that's what this whole setup was for.
Yep.
Nothing. Can't be bothered.
All right.
You know what? It's just ridiculous that you say that. It bothers the crap out of me.
Well, good. I'm glad it bothers you. Let's see you do something about it.
You know what? There's so many things in the creative.
Should bother you.
You know what?
The creative meeting.
I like to hear the things you do that aren't creative. Just the helpful things.
And by the way,
Not
how about
creative
and just for the air, you don't think I do a lot of good things for the show?
You go out and do interviews, but you haven't done one in years.
No, I don't mean only that.
I love that Gary goes, "Yeah, I'm not paying you to come up with ideas anyway. We have people who do that. I'm paying you to answer the fucking phone and not be in the bathroom."
Yeah, we
I'd love
listen.
for you to do something that isn't creative.
We listened to a thing after "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here." Him and Howard arguing, and then Gary at one point says, "How come I don't get the John that goes out for firewood here?" Where's that? He goes, "Where's that guy? I've never met him." He said.
Well, so John is being told he doesn't do anything on the show from a creative standpoint, and literally his example is, "Well, how about when I come into the studio and you guys clown me on there?" It's like, yeah, but that's not
you being
that's
creative.
not you. Yeah, right. That's just you sucking.
Well, who was the janitor like way back in the day that Howard used to talk
Ted.
a lot?
Ted the janitor. Yeah.
Imagine if Ted the janitor stopped mopping the floors because he thought he was a creative force.
Right, yeah. No, we don't pay you to think, Ted. Keep that floor clean. So this is great show. You're gonna love this part because this is where we find out that you're on the phone this whole time.
I was gonna say the guy on the phone sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean,
What else do you do?
I mean things that on the show that I help the show out by like.
You mean like acting like a goofball?
No, like
Oh, you mean like walking in and telling what Artie did?
yes,
All right,
I'm
that's
always helping
useful.
the show.
All right.
He used to watch Jackie, now he watches Artie.
Not only, I mean, come on.
Don't forget, he came up with the bit smoking pot by the pool.
Right, that's right.
That was a good one.
That was a great
You don't
bit.
like me on the air.
Well done, Shuli. Shuli getting his shots in even
Maybe I did draw first blood
23 years ago. I have one more clip from
Wait,
this.
can I
Yeah.
just say something?
Please.
It's one thing for people outside of the show to shit on somebody on the show. Like when people say, "Oh, Benji fucking sucks. He doesn't do anything." I know Benji. I know what kind of work he does. Like Benji knows what he's capable of. He's been there all this time. He's obviously good at what he does. When your bosses are standing in front of you on the air and telling you, You haven't done your job in years. What do you do to help? Forget about your job. What do you do? Gary said, what do you do to help us around here?
Right.
That means you're a roadblock. You are an obstacle while everybody's this machine's trying to run smoothly, and he's the stick in the wheel.
And we know that John was running the John show in the back office.
Sure.
Which was counterproductive. He was pulling pranks on people that weren't even for the show, just for his own personal amusement.
We've all seen the E footage when they go in the hall. When have you ever seen John go, 1 second, I just got to finish this real quick? And he's looking at the computer.
No, he's always mugging for the camera.
Up, his hands are back. Everybody's got 17 things on their desk. He's sitting there with his arms behind his head.
Yep. So here's an example of that.
I like you on the air. That's why you're here. You stutter.
Yeah, all right. But
it's funny when you stutter.
I answer the phones. It's so humiliating that you say that.
Okay, sorry.
All right, so you jerk around Scott a lot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you tape Scott's
how many
phone.
great bits have I done with Scott?
He tapes Scott's phone down shut, so when he rings it, he can't pick it up. He picks up the whole phone.
And my favorite one, which should be played on E! More, is when I tied the $20 bill to and then put it on the floor, and Scott went to pick it up.
I remember that. I think it was 2 years ago you did that. Way to go.
And he stole the Gary puppet back in '91.
Right.
All right.
That's,
Yeah, how about that?
Every once in a while.
Yeah, how about that? And Gary's calling him out for not doing anything for 10 years. And John's like, yeah, that's right. I did have that bit with the Gary puppet. It's like, no,
thanks,
10 years
Gary.
ago.
Yeah.
It's like 3 things in the last 15 years.
10 years.
No, but I think that you could.
Did you invent the 2-hour bathroom break bit? Where you go into the bathroom and disappear for 2 hours during the show?
It's just unfortunate.
No, he invented the "I got to get out of here since the show's over" bit. That does really well.
Yeah, that's good. I got to go eat lunch.
The whole thing where he's like fucking with Scott the engineer with a $20 bill on the fishing line or whatever.
Yeah, he wrote about it in his fucking book. Yes,
I know.
I'm familiar.
It's not a good bit. It's not a good prank, and it's not, especially not good for radio.
He didn't even write it anyway. That was from a cartoon.
Right.
It's been around.
Right. It's not something he created. He's sitting here with his arms up, going, "Huh? What do you think? What do you think about something that's been done a zillion times?"
Right.
And let's not forget, after leaving the Tonight Show, he tried to do a prank show where that was his signature bit. We played
that was on the pilot episode.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Oh man.
So that's Shuli getting his shots in at John 23 years ago on the Howard Stern show. Thank you, John Marlowe, for finding that.
Thank you. That was awesome. James gifted a membership to the network. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. Stewie, puppet gonna play with Karl in his sleep. Oh, that'll be some content. Us waking up people with the puppet. I can't wait for that. All of a sudden, I'm a Cheap Trick fan. Boom. Diablo Sandwich. John's mom might very well be a toxic piece of shit. Also, not all old ladies are Aunt B. The kids might want nothing to do with any of the Melendez side.
It's possible. She seems like a sweet lady.
Yeah. You know what? I met a couple of those fucking broads. You're like, if you were a little younger and a man.
Wait.
Hey, member for 14-month, Kasiji, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Do you think Stuttering John realizes now that he's not that bright after getting duped yet again? Kate, the microphone, come on. He was on high alert for recording, and it still happened.
Yeah, he's paranoid, and rightfully so. But he's literally calling out other people for recording him while the guy who's recording him is standing right in front of him with a microphone.
I love Mike Morse idea. Whoever goes to his next show, just everyone wear giant flowers and stuff on your lapels. So he's just gonna be so paranoid.
Is that a microphone? Or you just squirt water at him?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I should put that in my act.
Remember when Stuttering John called Shuli's dad? He said, "I'm very successful. I'm rich." He wanted Shuli's dad to congratulate him. Yes. He's desperate for attention. And a daddy, apparently. Fun fact, lying by omission is called a quibble, Karl.
Oh, that was a quibble then.
Dummy can keep track of another regards note, but probably dropped the taco joint paycheck in the parking lot as he drunkenly drove back to the hotel. I mean, yeah, that is very possible.
It's happened before.
It sure has. And I forgot he got duped by dabblers at the last show. He always gets due, you know. When Clearwater Chad and a guy with a UFO-sized mic both successfully troll you, it's over. Ironically, I never recorded or trolled SJ, but he swore I did.
Right, yes.
Oh, that's right,
Humbly
Nick. Yeah. And doxed you and your family. Mr. I got to take a break. This isn't fun anymore. Fucking guy. Maybe the kids are in the Dabbleverse. Which one is El Diablo? Fuck Sauce Dabbler, thank you for the $10. John has OCD, is Puerto Rican and pro LGBTQ. People attack his kids, a marginalized victim. Being a victim is easier than having any actual value, skills, personality, achievements. Lazy always wins with John.
Yep.
It's the age-old debate, stupidity or laziness. OG Mumbling Nick gifted a membership as well. Thank you, Nick. The artist formerly known as Clyde, it's not that he is lonely. He just wants someone to validate his bullshit and do his bidding. Stuttering John is the star, and everyone else is a supporting cast. So you're saying he doesn't need a friend. He wants an assistant that he doesn't have to pay.
He's right that John does need that validation, but he's also a very lonely guy. I mean, he was talking about how he's going to sell his house because it's too big. That's insane.
It grew since he bought it.
Yeah, he finally brings friends over, and the first thing they want to do is clean.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my God, what does that tell you? Hurt and Pink Sock gifting one. Thank you.
Go!
Well, I guess Gronk turned on me. Karl was right about John only needing to succeed at something once. He's also literal minded. He's brilliant because Richard Lewis said so. A celebrity because he was on a show with the word in it. Great point.
Yep.
He'll take whatever pieces and fragments of anything and just duct tape it into a win. You know?
I heard you guys talking on Uncle Rico last night, where he's literally telling a stranger in the bar about what a teacher wrote on his 5th grade report card.
Holy shit.
Like, how do you go through your life with every compliment that's ever been given to you ready to go at the top of right out the dome? Just be like, oh yeah, well, Howard said this and Richard Lewis said this and my 5th grade teacher. And
the quote was, she said, John asks penetrating questions.
Do we have any recordings of John asking somebody a question about them that isn't how big are your tits? Like,
well, he had a lot of questions in the tape I was editing today. A lot about how a potato got into a court hearing and stuff like that.
Con.live.
Yeah. So, Kurt, if you're saying that he doesn't give a shit about these people, doesn't want to get to know them in any single way,
I don't think so. I haven't heard any evidence of such. And again, even my calls with him, there were never.
Yep.
So, how you doing, potato?
Right.
Doesn't
never.
Hey, I'm just checking in, see how you feeling. Also, I need you to sign that contract that says you won't ask for money from me. All right, take care. Bye. Obviously, Grok would say that. Obviously, Grok would say that. Elon hates me because of my prank call to Trump.
That's it.
Loon. The only
it sounds crazy, but John would make that leap right there. That's something that John would do.
The only thing Stuttering John wrote for Howard was Shuli is on line 1, says Takedown DDT. Thank you, Takedown.
Thank you, Takedown DDT. Great work this weekend.
John was the assistant to the regional manager. Ooh, I like that. In the military, there are force multipliers. Stuttering John is a force subtractor. That's
correct.
That's
what would his war be if he was a baseball player? Like negative 100.
His war is getting out of the bed and showing up on time. Jad Allen, the professor, love this lineup. This lineup loves you right back, pal. Thank you, Jad.
Thank you, Jad.
Real BK, maybe you can fuck the puppet a la the Eric the Midget doll. Yeah, no, I think we're going to pass on that.
No one's going to fuck the puppet. No one's fucking puppets.
Right. Eric had a little something about him that made you double take and go, maybe I will fuck that. But John doesn't have that. Sean gifted one. Thank you, Sean.
I like loose asshole and huge penis.
What's the chance?
Hold on. I gotta ask. I'm going back a few years, but if we made a Stuttering John real doll, but gave it a vagina,
oh God,
would you?
No,
Show's over.
Yeah, what just happened?
And we never saw Shuli again.
No.
For the bit. For the bit.
Listen. For the bit's great, but that's a memory from my kids too. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
All we see poking out of the sheet is the Stuttering John silicone head and Shuli's face behind him.
I'd rather fuck a horse head sticking out of my sheet than John's head. Yeah, I could not do that. Maybe. Oh, you know what we can do, Cardiff? A la Stern Show. We get a fan to have sex with the John Real doll for tickets to DabbleCon 3. Boom. There you go.
Done.
Right.
At DabbleCon 3.
At DabbleCon 3. Stream it. What's the chance John does his annual April 1st joke where he turns down going on the Stern Show?
100%.
Well, this might be the first year that it's not going to happen.
Why would you think that?
Well,
Not doing a show.
He's not doing a show, and
he's got to promote. He's playing April 2nd at the Stress Factory. He's got a show to promote. It's perfect.
May 2nd.
Oh, right. Whatever. He'll have something.
You know what? You're probably right. It just takes him like 3 or 4 beers. He's like, oh, yeah, I should do this thing where and then
he forgets he does it every year.
Exactly.
I got a great idea.
His life is Groundhog's Day.
Pops into his head out of the blue.
And he'll tag Baba Booey, even though Baba Booey can't see it because his tweets are protected.
It's a classic. Do any of you remember how Chad entered the Dabbleverse? Wasn't he simping for John, then tried to start doing John content and was rejected like Aaron?
Is that Patrick Melton as a child?
It is.
Yes. Chad did say he doesn't care for a pile-on. And so that's why he doesn't go after Stuttering John, because it's a pile-on and all these Cumia's cucks are lazy. I'm getting my eras mixed up, but you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And then he realized, like, oh, making fun of John is actually pretty lucrative.
And fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I realized it first. We've been doing this anti-Karen thing, and there is so many
Brennan.
so many similarities now between they're almost the same person.
Yes.
At this point, bragging about past accomplishments, claiming they're the best,
loser guests,
no effort put into anything,
laziness for days.
And in tonight's anti-Karen package, threatening lawsuits.
Oh boy.
Get at it. He's threatening lawsuits now?
Is he ever?
Who?
Yeah, who's he threatening to sue?
Who do you think, shitware?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
what did I do?
You're in trouble.
We use drops of his voice.
Oh, God.
Aldo in the chat says, point anti-point.
That might happen. You guys are welcome to come on Anti-Karen anytime.
I was going to say, we should discuss the evolution of Point DabblePoint. I love the WATP and Uncle Rico and Cardiff all coming together once a week, because there's a lot to talk about outside of Stuttering John, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah. I think if we have it, we break it up. We do half and half, We do a little John. We do a little John's stunt double over there, KB.
Oh, I'm exactly like John.
Well, there's also a guy named Greg Hughes who's making a strong case for being the dumbest person on the internet.
Rob Freeze.
I'd like to throw Rob Saul's hat in the ring.
Yeah, Rob wants it too badly, though.
Yes.
That's the problem with Rob. He's trying to get this kind of heat.
He reeks of it.
Yeah.
But the magic is of someone who had some type of success at one point. And
True.
Has by their own hand fallen so far.
That's true. That's Opie, Kevin, John, not Rob.
Not Rob.
Me.
Rob's just a loser. It's always been a
Wait,
loser.
you're pretending you had success, Shuli?
I know. I just want to know what it feels like once. I mean, is that
Howard
so wrong?
101?
What would we call the Shuli Weekly Update Show?
What do
Something that rhymes with chew.
What easy. What do you guys think is next for John? I mean, okay, so he's got this gig at the Stress
Liver
Factory.
I was going to say cirrhosis.
So now, how long is he gone from the Cape Coral house because he had mentioned that he was going out to New York. Remember he called into Brennan. He said he was coming out before ChillerCon.
Right.
Now he's got 2 gigs in the month of April. How long are these cats going to be alone at home?
Oh, he doesn't give a shit about that. He left them for over 2 weeks.
I hate
the last time he did that.
I hate talking about his cats.
I know. It's brutal. The authorities literally had to get involved.
Yes, I know. Take those cats out.
And it's crazy that I don't like people calling authorities on anyone and getting them, harassed or whatever. But it's crazy. Of all the swatting calls I know of internet personalities, and a lot of them are my friends, it always ends with, all right, have a great day. Sorry about this. Sorry about the inconvenience. John gets a swatting call that ends with, all right, we got some problems here. You own a fine. We'll be back in a week to check up on this.
Yeah, the "we'll be back" is a big problem.
Not good.
Not good. Not good. So,
Do
yeah.
you think that woman that he knows that was in the house, would she feed the cats? He knows people there.
He does, yeah.
Who knows who he knows? And who knows if he actually does know people, who knows if they still talk to him at this point?
But also, would you want to go into that guy's house? I would make up, if I was John's drinking buddy at the bar, I'd make up any excuse possible to not have to watch his cats or clean up that litter box.
I just feel so terrible for those cats.
Yeah, well,
just throwing cat food in through the mail slot.
I mean,
dude, if I walked in there to go feed his cat, it would be like you're in one of those horror video games, just walking down a hall and you're waiting for jump scares and shit to step in. And oh my God, I again, a cleaning woman refused to get involved with the litter situation.
All right, I just had a brilliant idea for DabbleCon 3. A VR experience.
I love it.
Walking into Stuttering John's house.
I love it.
In a VR scenario where you're looking at cat shit. You're trying to avoid stepping on it.
We had smell-o-vision.
Oh no!
You have to.
Oh, we just have shit on a stick and we'll just hold it under their nose while they're playing. Well, that's better than my idea. I was going to say buy the house next door to him and then pretend to be a neighbor friend. And when he asks us to feed the cats, we can film the whole walkthrough of the house.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah,
It's not fully fleshed out. But You're right, Jenny. It stinks.
Karl tried. He could only get 1.3 miles away.
Yeah. We go through all this info, but then people smile and take pics with him at gigs. This is what I don't get. Boo him off stage. No, don't boo him off stage.
Let him do his act.
Let him spread his wings and fly on that stage.
He might write a new joke someday that we'll get to hear.
Can you imagine he does a new joke and the crowd gives him a standing ovation?
Just something that makes a reference to something that happened in the 2020s.
Oh my God.
Whoa, what's going on? This guy.
Some guy's calling his parents. He did it. I was here for it. I saw it.
It's amazing.
Oh my God. Hey, Catalano Con, still waiting on you and Karl to call me.
Yes, I know. I saw your note.
Yes, Joey, Catalano Con, as far as I understand, is in 2026.
March of 2026. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very urgent.
So, I don't know why I have to be rushed into calling you right this minute, but I will contact you. Don't worry. The Oculus grift. That's right, DJ Dabbles.
Yes, that's it.
Let it begin. Ava, let's talk a little bit about Ava and her skyrocketing in the Dabbleverse. Very few people have a bad thing to say about Ava. What a great personality. AvaRizaBandcamp.com. She's really great. And I don't know if you know this, but John sent her an angry email after she appeared on Rico the first time.
Oh,
she turned on him.
Yeah, it turned on him.
And I want to talk about Ava, but just real quick.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Clearwater Chad on Saturday. I'm sure you know about this. John didn't recognize him.
How?
Right. Clearwater Chad is standing and he's like, hey, I even wore my Hawaiian shirt. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to wear a Hawaiian shirt. We all know what you look like. But Clearwater Chad was talking to John after the show at the bar and John didn't recognize him. And then when he finally figured out it was Clearwater Chad, he's like, oh, well, you turned on me.
I told Mike Morse, you can just walk right up to his booth at ChillerCon. He's not going to know you.
He's not
You
going
put
to
on
know.
a hat. He's not going to
Shave
connect
the soul
dots.
patch. He won't know.
Yeah. Oh, I just want him to shave the soul patch. I don't even
really
care if he
should.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's digging Ava's music too. They really like her music, so she's hitting on all cylinders, and I'm glad the Dabbleverse needs Ava.
Well, Ava did a good job of getting back on John's show because she didn't realize she was being taken advantage of the first time she was on the show. They was just being used because she's LGBTQ.
Right. That's what we're trying to do over at TSN. So
you're upfront about it.
Hey, well, everybody's got a job to do around here. All right, everybody do it. What do we got here? Ava equals Madam Bush. I love that. Karl, man. Well, listen. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to bring up before we get out of here?
Well, yeah, I have some clips on here if you guys
Oh,
want
please,
to
let's
listen
go.
to some crowd work from Saturday night.
Oh,
there's some great crowd work going on because that's really what's amazing about John. Yes, I was joining the Isotopes. That is what's amazing about John's when he improvises, when he's just thinking on his feet up there on stage.
Wait, isn't that what? Am I allowed to say Bob Levy, Shuli?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cut the feed. Jesus Christ.
That's close. All right.
Do we have a delay button on this?
But isn't that what he used to shit on Bob Levy
Yes.
for constantly was crowd work?
Yeah.
Half his show is crowd work.
Do you know what he used to say about that?
Hacker!
He said he was a hack
Yeah.
for doing that.
Meanwhile, it's the only new material you'll be hearing from this set. This is crowd work.
He says, look at this good-looking guy working. What a great-looking couple. How long you been together? I don't know. That's a great way to get a blowjob tonight. Anyway, this guy's going, what's a blowjob? Hey, baby, I got plenty of Viagra.
Okay, at the end there, you hear John realize he was being super creepy and had to act like he's joking around.
Yeah.
So he was the only one laughing. But so he's talking to some guy. You know, the joke is like, this guy doesn't even know what a blowjob is. You know, I'm sure he's not the best looking guy in the world or whatever. So his girlfriend's with him is just like, oh no, he knows.
Yeah.
And John's at first thought is, you're sucking his dick? Will you suck mine? I brought Viagra with me. What a horny fucking dude.
If you'll blow him, I got a shot.
Right.
Yeah, and I love the laugh at the end. That's like Rickles after he makes fun of a black guy going, "Love you, brother." You know, he does one of those.
Yeah,
that's his way.
Right here. But
We
seriously,
kid.
if you want to suck my dick,
That's what we do here at a comedy club. We make
but
jokes.
if you do want to suck my dick, I'm okay with that.
And what a turn, Jen. I mean, confirm or deny, but how wet do you get when you hear a guy go, "I got a bunch of Viagra"?
Not at all.
But it's that 12-year-old mentality, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, Susie showed Stevie her boobies.
Yep.
You know,
and
and all the boys line up to talk to Susie.
Yep.
And the more Viagra that he has, does that make him sexier? Like, really?
How much Viagra did you bring? 'Cause I don't know if I want to spend the night with you.
Yeah. Hey, you want to have sex? I brought all the help I can get. Let's do it.
No, thank you.
All right, so there is a black guy at the show, and so John
Did they
uses
get
this
him?
opportunity.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys know what hack comedy is. When you see a black guy,
I've dabbled,
and you assume that his penis is large, would be the definition of a hack comic.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we got we got some jungle fever over here. We got the black guy in the house. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Look how happy she is. I know why you're happy, lady. You hit the fucking penis jackpot, man. Oh, I know that fucking happened. How do I know that happened? Because my wife.
Also married a black man. I'll finish that joke for him. How do I know that black men can satisfy their ladies? Because my wife is very happy.
Yeah, that's the bit. I walk in and I see a smile on her face that I never saw for a minute in the 13 years of marriage.
Right.
Jungle fever.
Yeah.
2025.
Yes.
Jungle.
So he says, I know why she's smiling, and everyone gets the joke. And then he goes, "'Cause he's got a big dick." Like,
Well,
yeah. Thanks, John.
I just got a text from someone who was at the show that you're playing, and they said Stuttering John literally pulled the Viagra pills out of his pocket.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Multiple times. Ready for this? During his set.
See, ladies?
Turning
Not
into
at the
Carrot
meet
Top.
and greet. Not at the, right, man. He was part of a joke. You're right.
Wow. That's embarrassing.
He's got some weird sense of confidence, that one. That he thinks he's going to need that from
Delusional.
somebody.
Well, okay. Here's what I know about using drugs to get laid. Cocaine? Yes. Viagra? No. Brag about how you have coke. Lie about how you're using Viagra. That's the way to do it.
This might take a little while. My cock's not snorting this Viagra. I don't know what's going on.
All right. So a friend of the show, a fan of WATP and the Dabbleverse, was there sitting in the front row, and he got called out in this piece of crowd work.
Dude, man, you look like fucking cross between J.D. Vance and Jack Black. What the fuck? Nice beard. Looks like you went down on a chick and it got stuck.
Which
so
makes
this
no
is-
sense.
No. So a cross between J.D. Vance and Jack Black. Frog, if you have the photo, he got a picture.
This is the guy?
This is the guy he's talking about.
So cross between two white guys.
Two
Let's
white
see-
guys who
let's see
are
for
a little
ourselves.
portly.
Yeah, that's a big stretch. Wow.
That's not the one.
Come on,
That's not the one,
Mo.
Frog.
That's the Mo haircut. Sorry.
God damn it.
We got our shots.
Just because I don't pay your paychecks doesn't mean you can't pull up the right photo for me.
I like how you fuck with somebody else, Richard.
So there he is right
J.D.
there.
Vance and Jack Black?
Yeah, J.D. Vance doesn't even make sense.
No. I would say, I mean, it's older, but I would say you look like the guy. You look like the guy from Raising Arizona who stole the babies on the motorcycle. What the fuck is that guy's name? The Tex.
Right.
Tex something.
Look at that photo of Chad before he's ready.
Oh, God.
Between those two photos, was he standing on his tiptoes in the first one and then just
Oh,
Can you
yeah,
go back?
yeah, you're right. He does seem
he's
to like
standing
popped
on his
up a little
toes there
bit.
and then he's like a couple inches shorter?
He grew.
You can animate this.
He grew between picture 1 and 2. That's amazing.
So according to Chris here in the photo, apparently he talked to him, as you can see there after the show, and John saw his shirt that says "fuck up, I'm autistic," and John and me was like, "I have a lot of friends who are autistic. I get it."
Oh, God.
He was able to connect on that level.
I've cured a few of them.
Right. The other thing I was noticing about this set that he did on Saturday night.
Wait. Hold on. Frog, didn't we have something in the meet and greet where John was talking about autism and said they get better or something?
Huh?
That's right. He did say something about that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, guys. Maybe it was a faulty Google Chrome.
Oh, do you remember, Andy?
Oh, yeah, I probably had to step away. Yeah, it was right at the beginning when our friend Takedown DDT was in line.
And then that guy, Chris, must have been nearby, and he just...
it was the people he was waiting for that was talking to John.
They get better. Sorry, Karl, go ahead.
All right, so John has some homophobic jokes. Now, for me,
about time.
Couldn't care less.
Right.
I say anything goes in comedy. But for John, there's very specific rules about what's funny and what's not funny. Because he does not like hate crimes. But he throws out, I guess there's a gay couple at the show.
We were going to Hawaii. She convinced me to go to a spa where all the guys are naked. You two would have loved it.
So all the guys are naked in the spa. You two would have loved it.
Right.
Gets a big pop. And then this one later on in the set.
You guys know what it is? They stick this 20-foot fucking pipe up your ass. You guys would love it.
That's a fag callback.
And both times it's you guys would like that.
Right.
Right? 'Cause gay guys.
I hate every time I get a colonoscopy and just the room's just filled with all these gay guys just getting recreational colonoscopies.
Yep. Gay guys love colonoscopies.
When that baby oil comes out, I'm like, again?
Idiot.
This one is odd too. So he loves ripping on fat chicks, as we know. We did it on television to promote the show, the one curve basketball joke. This one I don't know that I've heard before in his act, but maybe I just missed it.
Hey, I'm not a mean guy. I had plenty of fat ex-girlfriends. That's why I dumped them.
This room is laughing at everything he says. That one he had to try to sell with his sell that he does.
Oh, you
I
don't
have plenty
know.
of fat ex-girlfriends. That's why I dumped them. Huh?
Like, you hear that laugh so much in the Meanie Tape season 2. He's bombing so badly with her because he's trying out one-man show material on her.
I can't wait.
And she gives him nothing. It's so great.
Now
that's why I dumped them. I'm still
it makes
I'm baffled.
fucking sense.
Yeah, let's hear that again because the setup doesn't compute with the punchline.
Hey, I'm not a mean guy. I had plenty of fat ex-girlfriends. That's why I dumped them.
Oh no, I get it now.
I'm not a
He's
mean
not
guy.
No, that's it, Karl. That's the key. He
Mm.
dumps them, so he's a nice guy.
Yeah, getting him out of their lives.
Yeah, you don't want to be with me. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not a mean guy. I just slap around and call him fatty.
I was mean to Susanna for 15 years, but never again.
Okay,
Listen, Dottie, I'm a bad guy, a rebel.
Now, John, in his stand-up act, we all know it by heart at this point, has to go into his Vegas bit about it being really hot outside and the water was hotter, so he had to pee in it to cool it down. That's his big punchline. But for some reason, there's this weird brag he has to do where he has to say, has anyone ever been to Vegas before?
Oh, no.
And then he'll be like, well, I was headlining, he'll tell you what casino he was at. And like all of this is unnecessary for the joke.
I got a free room. I was combing my hair with forks in it, living the dream.
You ever get comped, Lady K?
You ever send a banana to your room? I don't think so.
Forgot about that when he was eating grapes and going, look how good my life is, Lady K.
He's holding up his VIP room card.
Yeah, like I can also
Doxes
afford
himself.
grapes, but okay.
Yeah.
So this is him asking the audience if they've ever been to Vegas, and he calls a certain guy out.
Uh-oh.
And remember, John's wearing a hypocrisy police shirt on stage. This guy's left the Dabbleverse.
No,
Yep.
He's wearing his hypocrisy police shirt, which is odd.
Don't bring it up. Just
Right?
look
Yeah,
at
I'm not going to talk about it. And then he says this.
Oh, you never been? You got to get out one of these days, Log Cabin Larry. Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
Why is he calling someone other than Zen Log Cabin Larry? What's going on right here?
I don't know, but Zen's not going to be happy about it. In fact, he just heard. Put that picture up. Look at that. He is not happy about it. Yeah.
Not special anymore.
I was gonna suggest, I may be wrong, but he's too lazy to come up with anything else. I don't know.
I don't even get Log Cabin Larry. I mean,
No.
some people laughed at that for some reason. I don't understand what the joke is.
It's funny. It doesn't fit whoever's in the audience, and it doesn't fit Zen. It doesn't work.
I just don't even get it.
People
Now,
say to his nicknames because they're so shitty.
when you hear John doing crowd work, you know what he's going to do. And I didn't even pull these clips. You played them, I think, on Uncle Rico last night. But he starts up by going, how long you been together? You fucking. How long you been together? You fucking. He does all that shit. Every single thing is, oh, you're still getting a blowjob. Oh, you're not anymore. Like that, he just goes around the room and does that. Well, here's another version of that later on in the show.
She's having a good time. Look how in love you are. Oh, that's so cute. Are you gonna fuck when you get home? Could you think of me? Just for a sec. I was only kidding about the 4 inches. It's 4 1/3.
He was only kidding about being only 4 inches. It's 4 1/3, and he's not 5'8". He's 5'8.5".
4 inches is fine.
I mean, he's a piece of work.
What is that? Are you guys gonna fuck when you get home? Will you think of me? What? What does that do for anyone? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't.
It's
so horny.
It's like a bat. Like, you know who not did crowd work like this, but you know who did crowd work in a similar style was amazing at it was Dice. Dice would go up, and he'd find a woman in the eye. He goes, "Look, what's your bush like? I bet it's fucking like a pine forest or whatever the fuck he's talking about."
Right.
And he made it funny. He's just creepy. He's just like, it's just a straight, it's like a homeless guy walking up to you and Jenny one night and going, "You two fucking later tonight?" It's like, what? Who are you?
Get away from us.
Yeah. Are you going to think of me? Never again.
All right. At a certain point during the show, I don't know why John doesn't just bring 5 beers up on stage with him. Like that would be the
he
right
walks
thing
in
to
with
do.
a cooler.
He doesn't have enough credit.
But
he doesn't.
Instead, he has to order beers, and he's doing this in the middle of the biggest laugh he gets at any comedy show he does. I don't know if you remember what it is, but it's when he tells the Joan Rivers joke.
Oh, okay.
The biggest pop he gets for out
a
his
joke
entire set
Joan Rivers wrote.
is a joke that Joan Rivers wrote. So he's in the middle of that, and then realizes, "Oh shit, my beer is empty."
Hey, GW or Steven or somebody, could you grab me one of those beers back there? Hey. Beer, yeah, beer. I'm from New York. Coffee, water, forget about it. Hey, I'm talking here. Anyway, the late great Joan Rivers, without skipping a beat.
He's like in the middle of explaining. You can't get to the punchline and then order a beer from the stage.
Or get through your set without a beer.
Well, I've seen comedians order drinks to the stage before. You can usually make it more funny than that. More
but
natural. Figure out the right
have
time
you
to
ever
do it.
seen a baby lose its pacifier? Because that's what we just heard.
Oh my gosh. We saw Scorch, who's another guy that we should be talking about.
I love him.
Scorch has the toothpick in his mouth, and he fell out of his mouth and landed on the floor. So he grabs the straw out of his drink and tries to start pulling it apart so he can shove that in his mouth, and he couldn't get it. And he had to end the show.
The fuck's going on with Scorch?
We're talking about needing a pacifier. Oh, what the fuck is going on with Scorch? A lot of things.
I got to catch up, man.
There's
I
a lot
love
to
this
report.
shit.
He started a new business. He's touring across the continental United States with his dive bar locator.
Yep.
Dive bar locator?
Yeah. He's developed an app and a website. I believe it's divebarlocator.com. Where, like, Shuli, you live in Huntsville, Alabama.
Sure.
And let's dox him. Let's say you're traveling to Mobile.
Or Mobile, either
Or
one.
Mobile.
Yeah.
And you get there and you're like, God, I really want to find the shittiest place to get drunk in the afternoon. How would I ever figure that out?
Yeah.
Scorch has the solution.
I wish there was an app that I could walk into a room where everybody knows each other, but none of them know me and will hate me instantly the second I walk in.
It's literally not for tourists.
Well, you think everyone? Truly, you think everyone in the bar has the Jew locator? All their phones start going off when you walk in.
He starts beeping as he walks in. That's possible.
It sounds like those old car alarms.
Yeah, Scorch should develop that. Actually, that'd be a good product.
Now there's an app that'll sell. That's hot.
That's phase two. Phase two.
Yeah.
Let's.
All right, I have another clip on here.
Yeah.
This is dealing with a heckler. Oh, comics have to do this. People get drunk. They think they're part of the show. They're yelling stuff. It's not appropriate. You shouldn't do that.
So John was heckling himself?
Well, if you're really good at handling the crowd, you can usually turn this into your advantage. And John, man, he's a master.
I swear to God, I'm having sex with this girl, and I'm like, I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna have a fucking. Hey, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Hey, I know you need attention, okay? You daddy didn't love you, I get you. People pay good money to be here. Shut the fuck up. On the count of 3, can we all just say, asshole? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Asshole! I should have just gave him more attention.
So John's responses are shut the fuck up. And then people pay good money, so shut the fuck up. And then let's all yell asshole.
Another bit he stole from Kevin Brennan. Just chance. It just starts chants in our room.
Yeah.
I believe that was you, Cardiff.
Oh, yeah.
The FKB rant chant.
You're the OG.
That's terrible.
It's
dealing with he has nothing else planned for that.
Depending on what what they say, how you're feeling that night, whatever the fuck. There are. I look at it like a staircase. If somebody says something, then you say something back equal or a little bit harsher than what they said. It's kind of like a warning shot. Like, hey, listen, let me finish what I wrote because it's going to be better than whatever the fuck you're talking about now. There's a nicer way to say that without, and it should take like 3 or 4 times for you to be like, look, people paid good money to come here and watch it. But he says it. The guy was whispering. I didn't hear a heckle. Like
I know. That's what's funny about it.
Right. Like, so he completely freaks. It gets the crowd to chant asshole. And now you're creating an asshole. It's like creating terrorists. Now this guy's going to he's going to hate you. It's not worth it. My opinion.
It's not like the guy was yelling out or screwing up a punchline. John just got distracted so easily there.
Yeah, there's been shows that have not gone well, and then a heckler starts, and it completely changes the show. It makes it a million times better. And as a comic, you realize, oh, these people want me to interact with them more. Like they don't care about material. They want to have their friends and neighbors goofed on.
They want to fuck around.
They want to fuck around. That's all. Cardiff knows he's a fucking pro.
Fuck around.
Did you have any more?
No, I'm good, buddy.
You're good.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
That's great. Crowd work. It's a 10. Bringing the note is legit peak Stuttering John. We always say that. And then he tops himself.
That's true.
But right now, that is the bar is set at that level for sure. Where would we be if John had just laughed at himself with Karl all those years ago? He would be the 4th square on
this
TLP. Yeah, this little piggy and PDP and revered like a king.
No,
we would all...
definitely not true.
Don't see that.
He doesn't have it in him, but I hear what you're saying, though. John definitely brought himself into this world. He helped create it for sure.
In an alternate timeline, there is a possibility we're all shitting on you, Shuli. Like
that's
we're all
true.
teamed up with John.
All right, you know what, Cardiff? You've just convinced me. You're right.
Alternate timeline. Have you gone on Reddit?
You're right.
Alternate.
Cardiff, it's you, me, Radio Gug, Stuttering John. We're all just clowning the Uncle Rico show.
Oh, I can't wait till Shuli's Anonymous gets a hold of Shuli's staircase method for hecklers.
Well,
Professor Shuli.
It's true. You can't just call someone a pedo right out the gate. What do you do for a living? Start with that.
Escalate slowly, right?
Right. What kind of car do you drive? Little things, The Venmo troll Chad did on John is still the best. Chad did.
That was not Chad's doing, but he played along.
No, Chad was great. We were.
Chad claims he was a writer.
I produced a bit.
Hello, boys. Well, hello, Jenny. Can I see your jingles?
They're right here.
Yeah, take
jingles
a look.
Will be revealed on WATP. We don't do that shit on PDP.
Yeah. Get your, which reminds me, if you want to see Jenny's jingles, dabblecon.live. Get your stream all weekend long. We will be forcing her to show them. So get your stream.
I do have to remind everyone, one of the beauties of doing dabblecon.live is it will not be on YouTube.
No.
So we are not worried about YouTube's terms of service. We can do things we cannot normally do on our shows, which I'm very excited about.
And I'm bringing a lot of Viagra.
Oh, gross.
Do we know that he is still even has the Florida house? We do not know that, Ava. But I assume it's still there for now. But it is interesting that he's going.
It's not easy to sell that house right now. I'll tell you that. The market's not great.
But
he's looking to sell.
Well, when what he's done to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of new builds that people
imagine trying to sell the worst house.
You're right.
In the down market.
Does it have a pool? No. Is it on the water, though, right? It's Cape Coral? Nope. Nowhere near the water. Oh.
Yeah, but it was owned by a celebrity.
But it is full of cat shit, so you got that.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's got 2 shit canals, one outside, one inside. What is up, my skibbity rizzlers? What's with my friend with the boom mic? That's an artificial cattail for Gaza. From the river to the reeds, you see. Thank you, Naturally Negative. It's very believable Stuttering John would drop out of school after getting the Stern internship. He assumed he was set for life and didn't need a backup plan. Yes, that is. John's planning is not great, and that's
also,
been consistent.
He's lazy, and whatever you have to do to get that final credit and to get your degree, I can see him being like, I've done enough. I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good. I can put NYU on my resume. I'm good.
Well, it's like the offer for Jay Leno comes. What does he do? He buys a mansion in Calabasas.
That he can't even furnish.
This is going to last forever.
Yeah. He's driving a beat up car and parking it in a $2.1 million garage.
No, I was just going to say, while shipping pizza from the East Coast to the West Coast to impress his friends.
Right.
I was about to say, imagine if he won the lottery, but.
Yeah, no shit, he did.
Viagra ain't so bad. Getting caught using it sucks. Stone Vet shamed him into reviewing the Uncle Rico show, as you asked. Oh, these guys, we rated their show, and we asked them to watch an episode of Uncle Rico and give us their thoughts on the whole thing. Good or bad. If you hate us, let us know. If you hate John, we'll air
making new friends on the internet.
Stick it to him, Finkel.
Yeah, Finkel, yeah. Oops, sent that from the wrong chat. You're a mess today, Finkel. Get your shit together.
Come on, man.
Pulling all the Viagra out, that means he wanted the big black cock instead of the woman. Stuttering John is a hack. Shuli, you are the best, and Mr. and Mrs. Karl, the best. PWO. Potato World Order.
World Order.
Yes.
Huh.
Thanks, Joey C.
Thank you. Catalano Con, March 2028. Check it out.
Yeah, March of 2045. I think Spider's going to be there. Mrs. Catalano. You don't want to miss it.
Your tagline should be, the build is everything. That should be the tagline for it. Is anyone going to comment on Jenny Jingle's story arc from Mandolin Mama to Jenny No Jiggles?
I can comment on it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Please.
She wasn't wearing the right top when Kevin Brennan reviewed the 6-second video that was put out there.
Stuttering John in a naked steam room, nightmare fuel. Oof. Yeah, that is not a fun hang. What's Jenny's favorite Cheap Trick song? I vote Southern Girls or She's Tight. What say you, Miss Jingles?
I like She's Tight.
Yeah.
I like a lot of their songs.
Yeah?
I got this at the concert when we went.
I remember.
Sorry I'm late. What up, Jenny, Potato, Lady K, and... I think he's talking to you, Andy. Discount. He tries to be Howard during his interviews and tries to be Dice on stage and sucks at both. What a hack. But
correct.
Yeah, Roddy Fingers nailed it. You didn't read Ava's super chat. I just did, didn't I?
Yeah, but people thought that you skipped over. I was seeing that in the chat.
Oh,
you were just a little behind.
Sorry.
Supers.
Well, it was the question was about, do we even know if he still
owns the home? Yeah.
Yeah, we can't
don't know
confirm.
anything.
Right.
We know. Maybe he's a loving father who spends most of his time with his children. We don't know. I'm joking.
There are times where I'm joking. That is humor.
I'm joking.
There are times where I'm like, oh, he's learned. He's not sharing everything with strangers anymore. And then whenever I think that, I get a text from a source, and they're like, here's what's going on. So
that's great.
You didn't read. Yes, I did. Mike, shitty internet provider. Russ Meyer, seeing Cheap Trick shirt. Favorite Cheap Trick song? Go.
You know what? I did sing The Flame once.
Ah, yes.
Ooh.
That is a tough song to sing.
It's a good one.
I like that song too.
From the river to the sea, Stuttering John's beers will be free. That's his chant. Yep. Mark K with the last super chat. Shuli, you and Karl both always take the high road when KB comes after wives. It must be tempting to go low. Bravo. And it's why I stopped listening to him.
Thank you, Mark K.
It's not tempting if you have other shit, if you're capable of doing other shit and goofing on other things and sticking to the person that, you know,
it's all about in the first
it's all about. So, but that's what the weak do. It's what John does. It's what Kevin does. It's what they do.
Whoa, what am I, a hack?
They sit there, they go after wives, and then they, you know, scream.
How can I prove I didn't touch his dick a lot?
You know, they say stupid, you know.
I might just sit here in silence.
You know, look, this is him.
Hello, silence, my old friend.
This is the effort this guy's putting.
I've come to talk to you again. Bee-dee-bee-bo-bee-bobby-boo. Booby boo.
This wasn't on a show, though. You recorded this when he was in his
That was
car
in the
or something?
shower. That was the lav mic guy got in the
Okay,
shower.
got it. I hate to think he was broadcasting.
Brennan entered me gently with his schlong. Entered me
Remember this hit?
gently with his schlong. Spanning his whole balls.
Please,
In
let him
my hoot sack. Entered me gently
Hoot sack.
with his schlong. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
My hoot sack.
I just want to know if we can take bets now on who will be bringing you the illegally recorded Kevin Brennan tapes.
Let's
Stevie
never forget.
Stevie Lou, my DMs are open, buddy.
Guys, let's never forget that Stuttering John once famously said.
You know what? I miss penis.
Oh boy,
Maybe
he
him
sure
and Kevin.
does. Let me tell you something. On the Kate tape season 2, it sounds like he's missing it
no.
too. It's a lot of dick talk.
Well, he's always interested in like who's fucking her and how they're fucking
dude.
her and what
It's
that's
so
like.
creepy, Karl.
Oh, I can't
it's
wait.
so creepy.
I can't wait. DabbleCon.live. Get your
I'll just
stream.
All right, no, I won't. I'll wait. It's so tempting.
When you stream this, you can watch it live, obviously. Like we were saying, WATP live Friday night at 8. Uncle Rico live Saturday night at 8. We'll be bouncing around each other's shows. We'll be doing all this stuff. But it's also available anytime thereafter. If you can't watch it live, that's fine. You'll have it. You can watch it with your friends. I know you don't have friends. But I'm just saying, like, if, hypothetically, you can have friends over to watch it. Have a fun pay-per-view screening.
Yeah, people are still watching DabbleCon too. Like they can go back and watch it right now, I believe.
Yeah, they're watching Carter's part of the roast and going, yeah, this was better than I thought it was better than this. Like, I guess I remembered it. Maybe
Why, you
because
guys
I was in
edited
the
out the
room.
shit porn? I need the shit porn. That was part of my act.
That's what made the set amazing. Listen, you guys are amazing. What can we promote? Jenny, please, ladies first. Go ahead. What can we promote?
DabbleCon 3. That's my
go.
next big thing. Oh, and
Let's go.
Hackamania.
Oh,
Hackamania.com. We're going to be in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
That is May 9th through the 11th.
Yes.
Hackamania.com, promo code WATP. You can't save more money from your tickets with any promo code. WATP is the promo code to use. We're going to be live in Las Vegas. We want to see all you jerks.
Have you thought about replacing the X buzzer with John's gurgle sound? This one? Have you thought of that?
I like being able to get erections occasionally.
I can answer that.
Yeah, but have you heard his Goodfellas impression?
Now go home and get your shine box. Karen.
That was Ray Liotta. Did you mean to play Stuttering John just now?
Mr. Potato, did I hear correctly? You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. Again, don't tell anybody.
Oh,
But just for you, Shuli, go to youtube.com/@CardiffElect. And I'll be doing just for live streams. So Dabbleverse.tv, the Rumble's
This
still
potato
there.
is bannovating. Stevie Lou, look at what the potato is doing. Someone tell YouTube.
Come on, man, pick it up. Get video. Then fucking talk to me. Go suck a dick.
You were saying, Cardiff. Go ahead.
Of course, patreon.com/Cardiff Electric's the best place to go for all your Cardiff Electric needs. But this Saturday, Shuli, we're all excited.
Yeah.
On Be Dabbling Live Saturday morning, a very special looking at pictures of kids.
Oh,
wow.
So please join us this Saturday morning at Be Dabbler on YouTube.
That's what you're promoting?
Yes, I don't know. He's
The
texting
Rocco
me.
show looking at.
He's got something he really is excited about. So he's texting me right now.
That's hilarious.
He's a needy puppet.
Well, if you guys are looking for pictures of my kids, hit John up. He still
Right.
has them. So,
Yes.
promo
Promo code Hackamania.com, promo code COME.
Promo code COME.
I mean, if you don't want to save a lot of money, you could use that, I guess.
Well, what's the other promo code?
WATP is the promo code to use at Hackamania.com. It's the only one that matters.
Yes, and we will be back live tonight for Auntie Karen. So join us for that. Hit like on your way out if you don't mind. Subscribe if you're not. Thank you to all our friends. Thank you to everybody supporting us today, whether you gifting, super chatting, or just hanging out, enjoying the show. We appreciate it. We'll see you later tonight. Go support everybody. Bye.
Good luck.
Bye.
Point DabblePoint.